Roscoe Conklin in Season 1 of Reacher is a refreshing portrayal of a female character in action media. She's complex, capable, and a valuable asset to the story. As much as I enjoy the cleverness and lonely wolf attitude of Alan Rickman as Jack Reacher, I rewatched Season 1 just as much because of Willa Fitzgerald as Officer Roscoe.
I'm not asking, sir. I'm telling. But don't worry, I won't kick your ass unless you make me.
Seeing strong, well-developed female characters like Roscoe is important. It sends a message that women can be heroes, leaders, and partners in action-packed narratives. Although good examples are now more common than ever, female characters, especially in action movies, still fall into tired tropes. They are the damsel in distress, the love interest who needs saving, or simply one-dimensional sidekicks.
What are you guys doing? You were gonna save me? Well, I can go back inside and you can still do it.
Some movies then tend to overcompensate for this and make the female character completely overpowered. Marvel.
Prove to me you can beat me without...
But Roscoe breaks the mold completely, so I can't wait to get into this analysis with you all. But first, let me address the elephant in the room. Yes, here we have another dude on the internet talking about how to write great female characters. I really hope that we've come far enough by now that I can talk about this without people getting offended, because that's really not my intention. And in this case, we can actually talk about a great female character with Officer Roscoe. Roscoe is strong. And I don't mean physically strong. Although she is physically strong, I mean she's a trained police officer, but that's not what stands out to me. What I love about her is her mental strength. She's confident, clever, stands her ground in an argument, and even gives commands to Reacher and Oscar Finley.
Lock you up again. Oh, you won't even get the cuffs.
Okay, this isn't gonna happen. Reacher, sit in the back.
Throughout the show, we learn that she wasn't gifted this mental strength, but that she had to earn it. She's an orphan who chose to follow her father's footsteps and become a police officer. This gives her a strong sense of purpose and personal connection to the town of Margrave. By doing so, the show at the same time dodges other common missteps in movies with strong female characters. Her mental strength has nothing to do with her gender. The show doesn't push the message that women are just naturally mentally strong and men are weak. Instead, it pushes the message that women can endure tough times and come out stronger without any comparison. That earns her a great deal of respect from the audience and also from Reacher.
I know you're scared, but I'm...
Scared? You think I'm some poor scared little girl? I'm not scared, I am pissed.
That mental strength and confidence is what we first learn about her. It's only once Reacher gets to know her, and we as an audience get to know her, that we see her softer, more feminine side. Off duty, she has a very casual, relaxed look, likes to joke around in bars, likes to dance, and doesn't shy away from her feelings towards Reacher. At the same time, we also see her still trying to cope with the loss of her father.
You left me daisies.
This tough and soft side of her is showcased again and again through the little rivalry and camaraderie with Jack Reacher.
Show off.
Reacher allows Roscoe to shine as a character. He respects her, he sees her as an equal, they work well together, he trusts her, and there are absolutely no misogynistic, supposedly funny one-liners. Can you imagine? The show manages to have a very strong, experienced male protagonist work together with a woman for the entire show and not have a single degraded one-liner. Take that, James Bond.
Dink, say goodbye to Felix. Man talk.
At the same time, they challenge the trope of the damsel in distress. The characters in this world are well aware of the typical females need saving and men are there to save them trope.
I don't need your jacket. Move your ass, big guy.
Actually, it's not only addressed, but challenged. Reacher, while respecting Roscoe, does feel protective for her. That's why when they get attacked, he sends her to safety and lures all the bad guys to him.
The tire's blown.
As soon as I fire, we run in opposite directions. Harder to hit us if we split up.
Which ends up with him almost getting killed and Roscoe saving his life. She confronts Reacher with this behavior again and again.
So you'd stay alive.
I don't need you looking out for me. I'm a cop, not some girl who needs your protection.
While doing this, Roscoe, or should I say the show, manages to not go overboard with this. She doesn't say that Reacher would be lost without her. She doesn't feel superior to him because she also respects him. She simply stands up for herself. The best part about this is that in the last episode, she is basically the damsel in distress. She's the one that got captured and she's locked up in the main base of the bad guys and Reacher has to save her.
You and this ape couldn't let things go.
Where's Roscoe?
Reacher. They want me to tell you to do what they say, or...
Only in this case, it doesn't feel cheap. They built Roscoe as such a strong character throughout the season that we now understand that she's simply the unlucky chess figure that they used to pressure Reacher. But she didn't end up in this situation because of her incompetence. At the same time, the squad that is here to save her is not just Reacher, but also has another very strong female character with them. Many movies nowadays are so afraid to give their characters flaws. This is true for male characters, but especially true for female characters. There are many examples of this: Captain Marvel, Charlie's Angels, Katara in the new Avatar series. They all have basically no flaws and they're just all super clever, fast learners and badass fighters.
It's just that I'm so good at so many things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And sure, you can do that, but what these movies miss out on is that flaws are what makes characters interesting and relatable. Simply no person in real life is without flaws, so watching a character that is one-dimensional and absolutely perfect creates a very disconnected feeling. Flaws give the characters layers to unveil and makes them unpredictable. And without flaws, what room does the character have to grow? If you create a character that is really smart, super strong, great with technology, is a great leader and has great social skills, they don't feel relatable and lack elements that make them unique. It's like in a video game where you can choose the stats for your character, but you only have a limited amount of ability points. You're really smart? Okay, then you're not a good fighter. You're a really talented fighter? Okay, then you're not too good with technology. Now, Jack Reacher is smart and he's a good fighter, but his social skills, however, not so much.
Couldn't hack it.
They kicked me off.
What for?
Being too violent.
He's very calculating, which is good for the mission, but maybe not the best for other people. And although he's smart, he's not a tech guy. For that, he has his really smart friend Francis.
You okay?
My brother was killed, not me.
My mistake. Forgot who I was talking to. You're an emotional dumpster fire, you know that? Stop dissembling.
Goodbye, Neely.
Roscoe is also smart and she can handle herself in combat, but has the flaw of tending to become very emotional, which interferes with her ability to assess a situation objectively and leads to some unnecessary problems. But that's fine. Nobody's perfect and that's a part of who she is.
Scored a 99th percentile in IQ, but only an 80% on the psych eval. You want to know why, you condescending ass.
Her emotional side is also what gives her the motivation to fight for Margrave, the town that her family helped build. While she has those emotional outbursts, the movie also isn't afraid to mention that she needs to be careful because she isn't as strong as her male counterpart, Reacher.
You're not 8 feet tall, 300 pounds like our friend.
Now granted, nobody in this show is as strong as Reacher, but although it seems so obvious when you think about it, many other movies just ignore that and make their female characters extremely strong in physical combat. For our main characters, it's really satisfying to see them struggle with obstacles and then overcome them, so it's way better to embrace the obstacles that naturally tend to come with female characters. As you probably noticed, not everything great about female characters needs to have to do with their gender. You can have a great character that just so happens to be female. But having said that, a movie or series shouldn't shy away from making use of the unique opportunities that come with female characters. Many qualities of Roscoe would also be interesting to watch if she were a man, but adding in some female-specific themes like Reacher always wanting to protect her, her not being as strong as a man like Reacher, and having nasty past boyfriends really adds to the character and makes her great.
Wow. It's not a half-bad idea.
So that's why I think Roscoe is a really well-written and well-executed character. This series is generally good when it comes to female characters. So now I'd be glad to hear your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.